What is up, casuals, and welcome to the Casual Wrestling Community Show, where each and every week I sit around this table with a few casual wrestling friends and talk about pro wrestling. Today I am joined by my better half, the Loose Cannon LevelUp Lauren.
What's up, y'all?
Also joining me today is the man who brought me into this world, Les the Legend Loathe.
Peace.
Peace be with you. If you enjoy the Casual Wrestling channel and you have a couple bucks to throw our way, you can do that at the link below in the description of this video. If not, sit back and chill. We're about to talk about some pro wrestling. So the format of this show is 4 questions every week. Each person brings their own question. If there's not a fourth person, then we bring one in from the Discord. You're going to have to join the Discord. You're going to have to get with the times, old man.
Okay, well, you're going to have to...
Do you know what a Discord is?
No. Don't know what one is. Don't know how to get there. If I'm still struggling just finding Friday Night SmackDown.
You're struggling finding
That
it on
still
YouTube
takes me
TV.
30 minutes to get that located.
Yeah, so the Discord is basically like it's like a chat room for people who
Shit-talking place.
yeah, but not shit talking because everybody in there is friendly. It's like friendly
build a
shit
community.
talking. Yeah, it's a community. It's all the
I'll be
people.
the Discord grouch.
There's a few Discord grouches.
The Grinch.
All right, so each week we each bring a question.
Look at that.
You can start us off this week. What is your question to bring to the casual wrestling community?
Okay, well, I think I look at things old school because obviously,
And I think people like that.
that's how can you not look at things old school when you're old school? I mean, but the thing I saw, and this is looking at SmackDown.
Okay, so we're gonna talk SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm going to talk SmackDown because, and actually, I'm talking what was the special show where they went in the cage?
Oh, so
Hell in a Cell?
no, Survivor Series.
Oh, okay.
War Games.
Yeah,
War Games.
yeah,
So
War
you're gonna
Games.
okay.
So
All
it
right.
started War Games. I'm really curious. A couple things, and this is kind of a three-headed question.
All right.
Because one thing is we realize that the management has changed
Yes.
at WWE.
Yes.
And it's bringing a new dynamic.
Yes.
And there's some people popping up. The one that CM Punk
Yes.
is what I put my question around.
Okay.
Is what is number one? What do we foresee coming up because of the new management? It seems like they're fixing some bridges. You got guys like CM Punk, and what's that gonna do? And what is CM Punk gonna what act is he gonna play in this thing? Is he one and done and out, and then we're gonna go, or is he gonna? What's y'all's thoughts on how he's gonna interface? Is he gonna be around for a while? Are we gonna see the management bring in more of these old guys and see some more infusion of that? Which interests
Careful.
me.
He's not that old.
Well, he's older than
Careful. All right, so there's like 2 questions in there. So
Yes.
what is TKO going to do and CM Punk? CM Punk's in for the long haul. I think he signed like a 2 or 3 year deal. So he's definitely like back. And I don't think
So you think you'll see him wrestling?
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
100%. You'll see him wrestling in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
He's on SmackDown this week.
Okay.
So right now the story they're playing up with CM Punk is what I like what they're doing. So for a long time, before you kind of jump back in, when Vince McMahon was in charge, there was no general managers of the show. There was just one guy, Adam Pearce, who's now the Raw general manager, but he was just kind of overseeing everything story-wise. This is not real. This is not company-wise. And so there was no rhyme or reason that things happened on each show. It was this weird, like, it felt to me kindergarten is what I'd explain it. It was an insult to intelligence. Now, since Triple H has taken over and TKO has taken over, there's some logic being put in with Adam Pearce moved. He's in charge of Monday Night Raw. There's a guy named Nick Aldis who's in charge of SmackDown. And so what they're doing now that's interesting is Randy Orton came back and then CM Punk came back. And now they're having these general managers court these guys. And so Randy Orton signed a SmackDown contract last week.
Okay.
And so CM Punk will be on SmackDown this week, and it's going to be a story playing out of like the 2 general managers are going to be courting him. Now I think CM Punk ends up on Monday Night Raw, but I like what they're doing. But yeah, CM Punk will wrestle. He definitely. I think they're headed towards CM Punk and Seth Rollins is where that's going to end up. And then from there, I think we get CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. There's rumors going around that WrestleMania could be CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Is
see
some of these?
Because
they seem to. I think McMahon burned some bridges. They were involved, but they didn't want to get in full. Or you think he just didn't want them in?
So they're old.
Well, so I don't think you know the whole story of CM Punk. What happened with CM Punk was when he was in around 2011 was the height of his run, and he claimed that he was just beat to shit. And that he would go to WWE management and they wouldn't do anything about it. So he ended up leaving the company, and there was a bunch of lawsuits because of things that were said and medical issues and things like that. So there was a lot of like suing each other. I think when CM Punk was getting married, he got served with a lawsuit, and it was from multiple different places. And so that was a bridge that was kind of burned that I think people assumed could never be fixed.
Yeah.
Was that like the things that CM Punk said about WWE. But I think the difference in Vince McMahon and Triple H is Vince McMahon viewed WWE as bigger than any one person. So he always believed he could take whoever and force it down the fans' throats, and that was going to work. And I think that worked with John Cena for a long time, is why he believed that, right? I think Vince McMahon witnessed the eras of like Hulk Hogan, who was just one man who could kind of run things. Then he had Stone Cold and The Rock, and they kind of carried the company. And then that transitioned into John Cena. And so I think under Vince McMahon's idea was, I don't need to listen to fans. I don't need to listen to wrestlers. I can build stars on my own. And I think Triple H has taken more of the approach of, let's just give people what they want and keep them happy that way. And then these people like, CM Punk, he's had problems in a couple places, but I imagine that conversation was simple when he walked in, and it was, hey man, you're not going, if you fuck this up, you're gone. Like your leash is extremely short. So I think that's what Triple H does. I also think the interesting thing about CM Punk is TKO was the perfect storm, because when he left WWE originally, he signed a contract with UFC. Well, UFC is, now TKO is this holding group that holds both UFC and WWE. So I think the perfect storm happened where you had a guy, CM Punk had great relationships with Dana White. Yeah. Like Dana White speaks glowingly of CM Punk, says he's one of the easiest guys he's ever worked with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a guy whose reputation is a little tarnished in wrestling, but was extremely well liked within TKO and UFC. So that probably made the transition easier. I don't even know if he wasn't already under some kind of contract with them that made the negotiations easier. But I think that as far as how going forward, what I think we'll see happen, I think you'll see Conor McGregor and those guys transition over.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think you'll start to see some of those guys.
I think where these old guys, when they can't UFC anymore, and you do reach a point where
100%.
you can't do that.
Conor is right on that line.
He's on that edge.
Right?
Yeah.
He's lost two or three fights to Dustin Poirier, and he's that guy there's still so much like marketing of Conor
His
McGregor.
Personality that's so much fun.
Exactly.
I'd watch him.
And so it's I think Ronda Rousey kind of paved that path as well as Brock Lesnar kind of did the back and forth thing. But I think that you see who's the other one?
Shayna Baszler?
Not Shayna Baszler.
Donuts Girl.
No, I'm not talking about someone who did. I'm talking about someone who could. It's the Colby Covington is another guy who was created. You see a lot of these UFC guys that are starting to create WWE-like characters already. And so the crossover will be simple. I think all it takes is a guy losing 2 or 3 fights who still wants to be relevant. Someone like Conor McGregor.
A guy that just knows. I mean, at one point you do. That's something, because that's a real deal. And you can get hurt.
And the money is, look,
bad.
The reality is you can only, I believe about UFC, you're only as good as is how much you need, right? How much money you need and how hungry you are to fight. Once you kind of tip over that tipping point and you're getting endorsement deals and you're getting all this money, you really have to want to go get punched in the face to show up.
You need a format to show yourself.
Yeah, and so I think certain guys like Conor McGregor, who, it is the showmanship is, I think, what he truly enjoys. I think he enjoys fighting as well, but he could easily transition over to WWE and grab a microphone.
He's still in plenty good shape to wrestle. And do that.
Oh, yeah.
But he's just maybe doesn't need to be taking blows to the head.
And kind of like Logan Paul, a guy like Conor McGregor, he doesn't have to show up every week. He's a guy who can show up 4 times a year, and every time he shows up, you're going to sell so many tickets. The other thing that I think is a huge possibility is WWE kind of anchors around 4 big events. They have 12 pay-per-views. But there's Survivor Series, what we just saw. There's Royal Rumble, which is the one where everybody comes out. There's WrestleMania, and now I'd argue that the 4th one is Crown Jewel, which is the Saudi Arabia event. I foresee in the near future there being a fight week where they do a huge UFC and huge WWE event in the same city at the same time, probably Las Vegas, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But I foresee them doing some kind of like major event that's going to be a week of like where I think UFC can learn from WWE is the meet and greets and the kind of like Comic-Con atmosphere that happens. And I think that you could see an event where all these people come together. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, I think so that.
So you're saying like one mega thing between UFC and wrestling?
Yeah. Yes, an event where because I think there's more crossover than people want to believe. I think, I tend to, I'm not as hardcore into UFC as pro wrestling, but I do watch the major events, right?
Yeah.
When there's a big name like Izzy or Connor, we'll turn it on and watch. So I could foresee a pretty cool week or weekend in Las Vegas where you had all of the fanfare, all of it.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, it's like a Super Bowl almost. WrestleMania is the equivalent of a Super Bowl,
but when you throw it all in one big pile.
Yeah, when you combine the two, I think that you can definitely. Hey, you throw slap fight in there, and you got the trifecta. That slap fight shit is going to be big.
Shit's crazy.
Because it is wrestling and real fighting mixed together, and Dana White understands that. And the more that they kind of intertwine all these worlds, I think, the slap fight just needs to get kind of organized enough to where everybody understands where you watch it. Because it's on Rumble right now, which is still kind of got like a stigma around it to a lot of people.
Whatever.
Even though it's not like people see it as just a conservative platform, but it's not. It's an alternative to YouTube.
Everything else.
That allows shit like slap fight to happen. And so slap fight's going to be big. And you talk about, you got WWE, slap fight, UFC. If you combined all of those into one weekend, if you could go see a wrestling event, a UFC event, and a slap fight event all in one weekend, that would be
I think I could
a
be
lot
a
of
slap
fun.
Fighter.
You could be a slap fighter?
Yeah. I could take a slap or two.
I don't think I could.
I could. It's a
Could
slap
you
in the
could
face.
you be a slap fighter? Like someone bitch slap me, I think I want a real fight then.
Yeah, that'd be tough. But
and then the problem is I still don't fully understand the rules, but there's cupping. Like if your hands cup, you can't hit in the ear. So if somebody did that to me, I'm doing it back.
Yeah. Well, fuck yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not. Yeah, my slap's not going to be legal if your slap's not legal.
World champion slap fighter.
So I think we satisfy.
I think it's great. The slap fight thing's great because it starts and it's over quick.
Quick. No.
Bam, you're
That's
gone.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
I could do it. I think you could take the hit and just fucking move on.
No.
Yeah,
Lauren,
but
I could do it.
Lauren.
I think so.
Lauren.
If I trained,
okay,
Justin,
so why don't we have one, you and her?
No, I'm not slapping her. What
It's
the
not a
fuck?
woman
We got to
beater.
find a woman. No, because I don't want you to have brain damage. But
no,
I have a couple ex-wives.
My head's been through a couple hits. I think I'll be all right.
I'd like to see.
I don't we gotta. So I want to do a once a month, and this is where I think Josh would be good.
Yeah,
our guy
I
Josh.
talked to him a while ago.
I know you did.
He wants to come on.
But I think.
Have you ever been slapped in the face?
Yes, one time.
Damn, it wasn't by me. We'll just clarify. It was not by me.
It was not you.
Some other hoe.
No, it was a child. It was a child. It was Skylar. Skylar caught me across the ear, and I know it's not the same thing. So I'm just drawing conclusions to like, it felt like seeing a flashbang.
Oh, well, fuck her.
Like,
no, I'm sorry. When he was little. You remember those things?
Stay on your microphone.
You push on the ground, and they had like balls in them.
Yes, we do.
Pop,
The popcorn things.
Okay. He came up. I'm sitting on the floor doing something. He comes up. He has that thing, and he fucking cold cocks me and says, "Home run!"
Cold cock.
And I was on the floor. I think I was actually out maybe for a second or two. You know, I've never been hit that hard.
That's damn right you haven't.
With a damn. I mean, it was
toy.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind
That's like the size. It's like a baseball bat. Like, papa.
It's a heavy deal.
It's a good, and it's got a handle, so it's a good. You get good leverage.
Pretty
on
strong kid.
Yeah,
You know, so he smacked me good. I mean, it knocked me out.
You say no to goldfish for you or something?
So that would be my slap.
We had multiple fights in our life. I mean,
Yeah.
not really. I wouldn't call them fights, but moments where things
I hit you.
got
with a rock.
beyond the normal father son.
Did I hit you, or did I?
You
miss?
tried to hit me with a rock.
I tried to get
you tried to hit me with a
Yeah.
rock. You
Well, he was too fast.
You
so
threw
I had
rocks
to
at
go.
me.
I knew he couldn't outrun a rock.
You did try, and then one time I was playing basketball in the
I remember when I
backyard,
slid in the mud.
and I was practicing free throws, and I was tired, and I started goofing off, and we had a fence, and I kept throwing the ball over the fence, and then he would walk around to get it, and he caught on to what I was doing, so then he hit me with the ball. So then instead of shooting the free throw, I threw it and hit him in the nuts, and I took off running, and we had, I mean, it was like a half an acre, right?
Yeah.
I took off running, it had just rained, and he's right behind me, and he hit the mud and just slid through it, and I knew then.
When we turned the corner to go to the house.
Yeah, I knew then it was even worse than it originally was,
You were
because
gonna
now,
get it.
now he's not just mad about getting hit in the nuts. Now he's mad that he slid in the mud. So I ran inside, locked all the doors, and told my mom, like, we need to wait 30 minutes before we let him back in the house.
Banging on the doors, cussing. Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren, you want me to do my question, or you want to do your question?
We can do your question. I don't care. Whatever.
All right, so my question, the question I used is another one that came from the Discord, but I'm going to use it as my question this week.
All right.
And that is, they asked, what are the 3 biggest things that affect how much you like or dislike a particular wrestler? But I would go with, what is the biggest thing that makes you like or dislike a certain wrestler?
For me?
Yeah, you can start us.
So like, I'm one of those people that I like to go and know backstories of wrestlers and like their real life and what they are and what they do. And then I like them or I don't like them. Of course, looks, that's going to be one of the first things.
Yeah, I think that's
Secondly,
everybody.
it would be personality is probably a big thing. Like if they're just pretty but boring, I don't like them. If they're just, Roman Reigns, I hated him. I didn't like Seth Rollins when I first saw him when he was back with the Shield.
Yeah.
Right? And they're some of my favorite wrestlers now. So it would be personality, number 1, looks, and then backstory.
See, I don't think, so number 1 for you is backstory.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. And I don't even know how you got off of that, because I can tell you, you immediately dislike somebody, and then I will show you, like, all of those WWE behind the scene things are built for people like you, because I show you, like, oh, here's Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins riding in the car together.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh man, I
like
I
Seth. That might
like
have been
him
when
now.
I found out I liked him.
Yes. Or like you see Roman Reigns with his daughter and you're like, oh, he's a good dad.
I like him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the shit. Total Divas was the show.
Tommaso Ciampa you told me about. And then I didn't really like him at first. And then I was like, oh, he's like a good man.
Yeah. You definitely gravitate to like who they are outside of wrestling to then what you like in wrestling.
Yeah.
What draws you to like or dislike a wrestler? You got to talk into your microphone.
The costume, baby.
Costume? You so
Yes.
gimmick for you?
I can't stand fuckers that look like their grandmother made their costume.
Oh, like
And there's a
cheaply
bunch
made
of 'em.
costumes?
Look, here's the first thing. When you don't know what to fucking do, look at the guys who sew long fringe onto a shirt, and they think that's a fucking costume.
So I know who we're talking about.
No, there's several though.
But you've made it clear to me in the last couple of weeks that Grayson Waller has homemade costumes.
Yeah, it's like his grandma's making them. She can't
They aren't
see
very
good.
I'm gonna agree with you.
She's stitching them on. I mean, I'd rather you just have on black tights and nothing. You know,
man panties.
Yeah, man panties, and that's it though. Rather than take that fringe. Fringe is a go-to for people that have no ideas or imagination.
Or cowboys.
Another guy. I think it was one of those English guys. He had fringe.
Yeah, but I think that's the joke.
Pretty Deadly.
So I will say the Pretty Deadly, the
with the crop shirt.
That's
right?
that's their gimmick. That's what makes them funny.
Well,
Grayson Waller,
that's not fucking funny to me though.
Okay, I get it. So I never noticed the Grayson Waller thing. I've never particularly liked Grayson Waller, so you're right. Don't die.
I like his TV show.
Death. It got you.
It's about to kill you.
And I get it. Like, there's different flavors of wrestling for everybody, and you like Grayson Waller. I've never particularly liked him, but I never ever realized about his
Get up.
Yeah, his shorts.
Yeah.
How homemade they looked.
So let me clarify myself. I like Grayson Waller's segments. I don't necessarily love to watch him wrestle. Does that make sense?
But none of us like to.
Look,
none of us are here for the wrestling.
Looks like he went to Walmart, bought some.
I gotta order him a clip-on mic because he can't. First off, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Secondly, he can't stay.
Okay,
he's all over the place.
Come on, Grandpa.
Look. Well, one thing is we got to fix this air conditioning vent. Is killing me. It's
so
I feel
cold.
like it's 30 below zero.
I thought I was the only one.
You can sit down there
freezing
if
as
you
fuck
wanted.
in here.
I didn't realize we put you in the Arctic.
Yeah, I'm in the fucking Arctic zone.
We can turn it up.
I mean, honestly, it looks like he went to Walmart, bought a pair of Sophie gym shorts.
Yeah.
And then said, well, we got to make this look.
put some
Let's
fringe
throw
on.
some fringe on it.
The
And
stripper store and got him some better ones.
Oh, yeah.
Little man panties.
Yeah, I mean, he could have done a lot of things, you know. I mean, that, I don't love the guys who wear the one that looks like a woman's bathing suit.
The man panties.
No, the ones that come up. And
Oh,
have the straps.
well, those are more like real wrestling.
The
I don't-
singlets or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like those either. I mean, fuck you.
I always feel like they're gonna go, hey,
You
let me
know,
show you one of my
you know,
titties.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But so how about the ones that wear that, and then when they're about to like do a finishing move, they like pull them down and let their.
That's what I'm saying.
That was Big E. Big E always
I
did
didn't
that.
like that. It made me feel like they're
wear
gonna
the
pop
man
them
panties.
titties out.
I'm fine with that. That's a wrestling deal.
Chop 'em
It's
down, let me
Yeah,
see.
but you don't like when the man panties have an extension that go into a tank
little
top
strap.
with
Yeah,
straps.
and it's and it's kind of not really covering. It's kind of just.
You got some nipple coverage on there.
It looks like a old woman's.
I think that tends to be worn, like Lauren said, by the guys who were like collegiate wrestlers that have like a real wrestling background.
It's worn
Maybe
by
it's like
guys who
suspenders
don't know better. I mean,
for their knickers.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
Those are problems with me. I mean, I'm very visual with these things, and the costumes are.
I get it.
Big.
I get it.
There's another guy. Oh, Kevin Owens is a piece of shit.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
I mean, no, he needs
Back
a better
up.
costume design guy.
He doesn't
looks
have
like his
one. He's Kevin
3-year-old
Owens.
just ironed on some shit.
No!
You know, even the back of his thing, it's just a square ironed on. Can't
What are you
at least
talking
cut it
about?
out?
No.
It says KO.
Yeah.
And it's all just fucked up. Like, you could use duct tape.
It's
It's
supposed
supposed to look like
tape.
duct tape.
No, what, you know what it needs to look like?
What?
A fucking costume. Do something good. Don't make it look like you made it in your garage.
No.
He looks like he's doing a little thing in his neighborhood, you know, and he's KO, you know.
I think that's his his gimmick.
Bad gimmick.
You don't like it.
Your gimmick shouldn't be to look like you have nothing and no imagination. That's not a good gimmick. I mean, you know, Kevin Owens, KO, do something cool. Put some fire behind it or a punch-looking thing or a...
He's had some other shirts.
Yeah, well, that one...
You're just coming in on...
He's going down bad.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
coming in on it.
The one he
question
had
again?
on...
What is the biggest thing that affects how much you like or dislike a particular wrestler?
I think for girls though, mine's a little different though. I really care like about their costumes and if like
That's what he just said.
But so like I like their backstory too. But the first thing like for girls, I know if I like them or not is if I like their costumes.
You're saying you're not speaking for girls. You're speaking about female
girl
wrestlers.
And, like if I like a boy wrestler or a girl wrestler, two different things.
That's sexist.
I don't care.
That's why I like what's her name?
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair, because she looks like she goes to Victoria's Secret.
All of them wear like lingerie right now.
She looked like she was wrestling in her underwear, man. I mean, that's some good shit.
Well, I mean, look at Natalia dresses like a grandma, like all the time. Those fucking berets, man.
Identify as a woman to be able to go in there and wrestle her. I did wrestle a woman in Orlando in a bar.
I know you did.
Did that really happen?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
For $1,000.
Did you win or did she?
I whipped her ass. I told her, she said that. I said, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to whip your ass. I said, I'm not going to come in here
and get embarrassed.
Yeah, because she was talking, and I whipped her ass. I mean, I heard her. I put it on her. I put it on that bitch. She was, she thought she was something. But boy, I tell you, and I got lots of.
I had something to say before he did that, and I forgot. What did you say before that?
I was talking about how the girls, like, I care if I like their uniform or their. I know it's mean, but
no, you said so. Okay,
I care if they're pretty or not, and if they're not pretty, then they better have some like really pretty clothes, like sparkles are good.
You can't make a pig look like a fucking Cinderella. Okay, you can dress it up, but you know what? There's an old saying: you can't make a silk purse from a sow's ear.
Exactly.
That's a pig's ear.
Okay.
A sow's ear. You can't make a silk purse from a sow's ear.
Okay.
All right.
That's an old saying.
Didn't know what that meant.
That's the same thing. You can't take the big, ugly, fat girls and you can dress them up like Cinderella. They just look like a fat Cinderella.
All right.
Can't take the pigs out to pasture.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is.
No, so you talked about Natalia.
I mean, that Charlotte Flair got a body. Now, she looks like an old tore-up MILF, but she got a body. I tell you. I mean, she's hot. I like her. I mean, like I say, she looks like somebody I'd go out with.
Grandpa's flavor of the week. All right.
In that late 40s kind of thing. Late 40s, a little bit hard.
She is 40.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was like 39.
Late 40s.
Or she may be 39.
She's not 40. Don't you age her like that.
Look it up. She might be 40.
I don't think so. I think she's like 39.
All right, back to my point about Natalia, because I have an observation I made the other day. When you watch Monday Night Raw, you don't watch Raw, so you don't have to worry about this. Natalia is very touchy-feely with the other women. Like, aggressively.
She's 37, Charlotte Flair, by the way.
Oh, is she really?
Like, aggressively as in, like...
Like, gropey.
Or, like...
Yeah, like, gropey.
You think she's a closet Clace?
I don't know what it is, but watch with her and Tegan Knox, she's always, like, rubbing her shoulders or like... If another girl gets close, she kind of like, I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if it's a gimmick.
Could it be that she grew up a lot with her dad and that was kind of like a more masculine type energy that she had?
Hey, just everybody keep an eye on it for me. All right.
I mean, I wonder. I hate the way that she dresses and I hate her costumes because they age her even more. And not like in a cool, like, I'm the cool older lady.
So I will tell you, the first WrestleMania I went to, when I went to the fan access where you get to meet everybody, I took pictures with, I think, Eve Torres, right?
Yeah.
Super feminine. Took pictures with
the redheaded girl?
No, Eve Torres was like a jujitsu.
I don't like
Hispanic
redheaded
girl.
people.
No. I did a thing with the Bella twins. Super feminine, right? Like you stand next to them, they're fucking went up to take a picture with Natalia, and she fucking put her hand like behind me like a man and was like, ugh! I was like, oh shit! She was strong as fuck.
You liked it, didn't you?
No,
He did.
I wanted to run. I did not like it. No.
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm
Italian
going to say that
The Italian stallion.
Yeah.
See, that proves to me Natalia is just a more, like, I don't think she wants to be handsy. I think it just kind of happens. Like,
Just one of those
she's
people?
a wrangler is
A
what
wrangler.
I call them.
Okay.
That they're kind of the protector of their friends, and she's always probably been like the bigger girl,
The
like as in like,
wrangler, I like
stronger, and how to like fuck other people up. So I think it's from like a motherly sort of like,
All right,
I'm
whatever
gonna
it
fucking
is.
She
protect you,
wrangled you,
bitch.
huh?
Come here.
I got wrangled.
wrangled.
I got wrangled.
I liked
Yeah.
it. And you were terrified by
It
it.
was back before the Me Too movement. There was nobody was.
She just wrangled you.
Yeah.
You got wrangled
All right,
real bad.
All right. Let's move on. Lauren, do you want to do your question?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy because mine actually led into kind of all of y'all, so it's a good thing that I went last. So man panties, right? Ever since Dustin and I have first watched wrestling, I've always wondered why the boys wear man panties, because they could wear like boxer, brief, short things, whatever. There's so many different clothes choices that you could make when did man panties become a thing, and like why are they such a staple?
I don't know the history, right? But that's pretty much been since the beginning of wrestling, right? They've always worn.
Basically, everybody
spandex.
just wore man panties.
Yeah.
I watched.
What did they like since the beginning?
Yeah, since the beginning.
But don't you think that so wrestling is a Greek thing, right? I mean, it kind of I mean, originally was a Greek sport, and they wrestled fucking naked.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, they used to like
They were
show
balls deep in each other.
It was about showing off like your physique to the other person, and it was like a form of intimidation.
And
So
who had
I'm-
the bigger dick?
They used to have different holes, like the wiener sleeve and stuff like that. Oh, it's not even the wiener sleeve.
have you seen? There's a
That's
video.
where teabagging originated.
Yeah.
There's a video of like a amateur MMA fight, and there's a drunk guy. He just keeps screaming, "Grab him by the dick!"
No. I'm not gonna lie though.
winner's
In my
league.
mind, I definitely make up different names and moves because I'm just gonna leave it at that.
So I would only assume that from like a historical standpoint, I think it's because wrestling's like a showmanship, right? It's a show. It's not. It's the same reason at like Circus Soleil they wear costumes.
Yeah, I think
that
Tully Blanchard used to put a banana in his pants.
Probably
Do you remember
did.
we went to Circus Soleil and the Tarzan
Because
clearly had on like a thong?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I hated that.
So
Circus
And the
Soleil
whole
was,
time, all I
Their
could look
wieners
at
hanging
was
out.
Circus Soleil
They
was the
flew
weirdest
right
shit
over
ever.
my head, remember? With their buttholes just looking at you. I don't need that. That's not called a show to me. That's called fucking abuse.
okay.
So what was the show we went to? The one where they...
Ka.
Ka, and then a little bit of caca fell on your.
It should have been called... it should have been
I
called...
don't think you're talking into the front of this thing.
Well, maybe I'm going back.
Check.
It should have been... I'm going to be like Rick and Bobby. I saw the opening and
I'm real confused.
That ain't in the movie.
I don't know what was just
when
happening.
he's talking in the mic. When he first...
Oh, he grabbed it? Okay.
Okay.
He's got two first names, the guy said. Look, he's an idiot. No. So, the Circus Soleil, it should have been called, like, Celebration of Buttholes. As they flew over you.
I was the one who wanted to
exposing
see it so
because
bad,
that
and I think
little
I left.
thing does not cover your whole hole.
Yeah.
And they spread out their things, and
I wanted to see the Blue Man Group. So
they were whizzing right by your head. I mean, I had ball
I've still
sniff.
never seen the Blue Man Group.
I got a little bit of
It's not that
ball
exciting.
sweat.
Yeah.
I think.
It's exciting for the first 10 minutes, and then you're like, I got to sit through 2 hours of these motherfuckers hitting PVC pipes.
Has anybody's man panties
I
ever
didn't
fell
like
off?
Blue Man.
like a
yeah.
butt
Oh,
crack?
yeah. 100%. Lots of times.
See, I always thought I'd just start another group just like me Red.
The Red Man Group.
Red Man down there,
Ooh,
Blue Man.
I don't know if you can do
fuck
that.
you.
Blue's the only safe color on the spectrum of races that doesn't like identify
I turn
as,
blue.
as a person.
Yeah, well, fuck.
If I get cold, my legs turn
can't
blue.
take
Turn blue.
I do. I have to tan my legs, otherwise they turn blue when I get cold.
Yeah. So
There you go.
back to your trunks though. I think
Yeah.
it's a showman sport. Like, right? You have to show off. They show off their physique and stuff. Even the fat guys, it's like about showing how big and strong they are.
Yeah.
I also, I mean,
well, the fat guys used to wear them.
that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, when I watched it, there was a kind of a correlation. The fatter you were, the stronger you were.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Fat guys were the strong guys. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
He's got their own.
I think bodybuilding, like that type of look, was later in wrestling. There was
Yeah.
a time when it was just like big,
guys.
monstrous
Yeah,
fat guys
fat
that
guys,
slammed
yeah.
each other around because, well, I mean, the reality is a lot of fat guys are strong.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
the
a lot of
strongman guys,
There's
they're
a
not all like
natural
built.
strength to fat guys.
Yeah.
No, these guys were strong. I mean, look, all those guys be down there drinking and
Yeah.
shit and getting in fights, and they'd fuck people up.
I'm sure.
Excuse me, but I mean, they would. Back in the bar days.
Fuck is not the worst thing you've said.
But I mean, they would do it right there, in the
Pardon
bar
me,
all the
sir.
time. You didn't want to fuck with Wahoo McDaniels. I want to tell you that. He was a mean motherfucker. Even
Is
though his name
Wahoo
was
still
like,
alive?
I don't think so.
Shit.
I'll
I was
Google
going
it.
to try and find Wahoo for you.
I think
and have
he's
him on the
pretty much-
podcast.
Well, he might be. I just feel like he's dead. I don't
Let's-
feel like. I feel like he was on his way out.
Well, I'm going to look that
back
up. If
then.
we can get Wahoo on the podcast, that'd be interesting.
Oh, I love.
He's 63 years old and he lives in Houston, Texas.
There you go.
Hey, we're contacting Wahoo.
Oh yeah, Chief.
We're contacting Chief.
Chief, baby.
Wahoo McDaniels.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. No, I lied.
He's dead.
He was awaiting a kidney transplant and he died of complications from diabetes and kidney failure in 2002.
There you go.
2002. Okay,
Yes.
so it's been a minute.
Yeah,
It's been a hot
yeah,
minute.
it's not like we just missed.
No, we didn't just.
No,
miss
he
it.
would have been pretty old. now.
Yeah, it'd be 20 years. Yeah,
Just
he was
freaking
60
freezing
and
in
20.
here.
He'd be like Wahoo.
All right, last question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question. This comes from the Discord. This is the Discord question of the week. So DJ Wavy D wanted you and Lauren to come up with 5 words to describe me.
Fuck.
Y'all got to come to a consensus here.
Fucking brilliant.
Hey, man, I appreciate that.
I would say talented.
Okay, talented. We'll agree on talented.
I did not see this going in a positive manner.
Well, so you're not going to all be positive.
Let's just stop at 1. Let's just
Wait. I've
stop
got
at
one.
1. Talented. That's it. No, microphones. Can I mute? I don't have a
We'll
button
go-
over here.
Mr.
He's
Right?
extremely talented.
Okay.
Mr. Right?
So it's downhill
Or
from here.
always right? Is that like?
Oh, he doesn't think he's fucking wrong. He's unapologetic. Motherfucker can be like, maybe in his life 2 times in all the years he came back to me and said, "Hey, I'm sorry about that." I mean, even when he's dead fucking wrong, he doesn't apologize.
I think there was one time where I was wrong.
Non-apologetic.
And I'll always hold on to that in my head.
Yeah, you got to. If you don't hold
I'll
on to that,
treasure
you're
it.
not going to get another one, motherfucker. He don't apologize. Unapologetic is definitely
Okay, so wait, is that 2 of them? Or we,
Yeah.
we knocked out talented,
talented and
okay.
unapologetic.
All right, so far I'm okay with this.
Really, really handsome.
No, get the fuck out of here.
Brutally honest.
Yes, brutally
All right.
honest.
He's brutally honest. Like, you don't want to ask him if your butt looks big in this, because he'll tell you.
I appreciate those things. And I will say, most of the time, like 89% of the time, I'm wrong. Well, we'll even go probably like 95% of the time I'm wrong. So I'll admit that, but
Okay, so it's 3.
He's actually extremely kind. And he doesn't want people to know that. He hides that and masks
he's
that.
a great
But if you
father
see him
and
with our dog,
husband and
that's where you need to see him.
like,
With Cookie,
okay,
yes, with
kind.
Cookie, yeah. Oh, no. Would you put the cookie?
I guess creative
he-
is part of like talented, right?
It's whatever.
What's that?
Like creative, because like
Well,
the way-
creative is part of his talent. I mean,
Yeah.
Dustin is a guy who can self-teach himself anything.
Yeah, you're incredibly
I believe that
smart.
he would never have to go to school for anything. He'll get on and learn about it, just like with AI right now. He's the most knowledgeable person that I've seen in AI, and it's just all from doing his own research. So I don't know what you call that, but that's a quick-witted, or not witted, because it's not witted. He's not very funny.
He is funny though. He's like driving her funny.
I don't think he's fucking funny.
He makes me laugh because he never like he's very straight
I don't
and
think he's fucking funny
like a
at
very
all.
straight and narrow person, like never
Yeah.
done drugs,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
drink.
he-
That would be a good way to
Yeah.
describe you. What is that called? Like
Fucking said not very
free-
funny.
I don't think he's fucking funny.
I think he's
Personally. I mean, that's me. I'm a dad, though. What do I know? I mean,
I'm
Yeah.
fine with it. I'm fine with this.
straight and narrow. What's that word? What's
I
that
never
called?
heard the son of a bitch
Free-
fart his whole life.
He doesn't fart.
Huh?
That doesn't happen.
No, seriously. I mean, he was like 25 the first time I heard a fart. I felt so good because I thought something was wrong with his asshole for a while. But
I
now
knew
it's
this
just
was
fine.
going to go off the fucking
So-
rails.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Fart.
What was number 4? Straight and narrow. What's the name? There's a name that's straight laced. What was
the
that called?
honesty, brutally honest was
Was
number
3.
4.
That was 3. Yes, 4 is the one I was saying. Like he's never done drugs, never that. Like what's that thing where like you're a good person? What's the CM Punk thing? Like
Straight edge?
Well, no,
He's
kindness
straight
was
edge.
3, I thought.
Oh, well, he's
Well, it
straight
doesn't
edge.
matter. Kind is in there, so it was
Yeah.
straight and narrow or straightforward.
Straight edge is called something
and
straightforward,
he's very
kind, talented, and then what would be the 5th?
Wrap
thing?
this shit up.
Okay.
asshole.
There
Yes,
you go.
He is an
There you go.
asshole.
that is true.
There you go.
There we go.
I'm
Number
the
5.
kindest
There are
asshole you'll
times
ever
he
meet.
just takes the second side just so there's an argument in it.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I mean,
all
just,
the time.
Even with like, let's go eat
Blamer.
Let's go eat Mexican food.
He's
I hate Mexican food. Then the next day, he's like, hey, let's eat Mexican food. I'm like, you don't like it. That
Life's-
was yesterday.
Life's not interesting if you're not arguing.
So that's
Well, I'm going to
everything-
take one of those back and add Blamer on there.
a blamer.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that list can keep going if you want.
No, we said
Yeah.
Do we have
5.
another 30 minutes
That'll be
here?
the encore
We
one.
said
Talk
5.
about your shit.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be a second episode where I leave the after show where I get up and leave, and you guys
Yeah,
just
we'll
keep talking
keep
shit.
whacking it,
We
yeah.
won't get started on mine. That's not even an option.
We'll do. Yeah, we'll
For
do
me.
yours
Don't
next
describe me,
week.
please.
We'll do it next week.
No.
We can go into the phases of my drinking.
Okay.
No, you say that. I mean, from 1 to 10, I'm great, and then I fall off the rack.
You're just Ric Flair.
Yeah, fucking
I'm
yeah.
Ric Flair.
You're just Rick. Go watch videos of Ric Flair. You are Ric Flair.
Yes.
Or Ric Flair is you.
Yep. You are one.
Right,
There's just there's like you have one too many drinks and you fall off of the cliff of like, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's fun to me.
But we still love you though.
This has been another episode of the Casual Wrestling Community Show. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Share this episode with anybody you know. As always, I am the Notorious NerdyD. That is LevelUp Lauren. That is the legend Loathe. Keep it casual, guys.
Listening, I'm surrounded, just following an empty sound.